Hi, I'm Shelley. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to do a book tag, and it's called "Spring is in the Air" book tag, and it was made by Daniela at Uncommon Reader and Reney at Beyond Books. So this one starts off with Spring Chicks. Name a book that made you feel warm and fuzzy. So for that one, I'd have to say Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This one here was translated from Japanese. And this is there's 5 books out in this series now. And it says, if you could go back in time, who would you want to meet? In a small back alley of Tokyo, there's a cafe that has been serving carefully brewed coffee for more than 100 years. Local legend says that this coffee offers something else besides coffee. Local legend says that this shop offers something else besides coffee, the chance to travel back in time. So over the course of one summer, 4 customers visit the cafe in the hopes of making that journey. But time travel isn't so simple, and there are rules that must be followed. Most important, the trip can last only as long as it takes for the coffee to get cold. And I've loved all the books in this series, and I look forward to them coming out. I'm hoping there's one coming out again this year in November. And it's a great, I find it's a really cozy series. Let's see, the next prompt is April Showers or Spring Showers. A book that is set near, in, or on the water, or has the word water in the title. And for that one, I've chosen The Bookshop at Water's End. And that one is by Patty Callahan Henry. And this one, Bonnie Blankenship's most treasured memories are of idyllic summers spent in Watersend, South Carolina, with her best friend, Lainey McKay. Amid the sand dunes and oak trees draped with Spanish moss, they swam and wished for happy ever afters, then escaped to the local bookshop to read and whisper in the glorious cool silence, until a night that changed everything, the night that Lainey's mother disappeared. Now in her early 50s, Bonnie is desperate to clear her head after a tragic mistake threatens her career as an emergency room doctor, and her marriage crumbles around her. With her troubled teenage daughter, Piper, in tow, she goes back to the beloved river house, where she is soon joined by Lainey and her 2 young children. During lazy summer days and magical nights, they reunite with bookshop owner Mimi, who is tangled with the past and its mysteries. As the 3 women cling to a fragile peace, buried secrets and long-ago loves return like the tide. I've had this one for a nice while, and I'm probably going to hopefully read that one pretty soon. It sounds very interesting as well. The next prompt is Spring Break. Talk about a time you took a break from reading and why. I think maybe the only time I really took a break from reading maybe was when I first had kids, and that was over 20 years ago now. So probably when they were younger, maybe I didn't really do much reading. Well, I guess I did do reading, so I probably read a lot of children's books to them, but really reading for me, I probably didn't do any for a few years when they were really young. And the next prompt, Swallow's Home Cooking, a book or author you always go back to for comfort. There's a few authors I do like to read, but probably one I would pick would be Agatha Christie. Probably because there are still books of hers. She has so many books that there's still books of hers that I haven't read yet. And there are books that if I haven't read for years and years, then I probably don't really remember maybe who was the bad guy in the book, who was a murderer. any of the suspects, so I could probably just reread books that I haven't read in years, and it would be like reading them for the first time again. And I really do enjoy her books. So that's that one. Let's see, the next prompt is Blooms, a book that started slowly but blossomed to be one of your favorite reads. I would say that one would have to be, I looked at my shelf with some of the books that have my favorite shelf, that have some of my favorite books on it, and I think this would be one. Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. Is that one there? And I looked on Goodreads. I read this book like about 6 years ago. I'm not sure why I picked it up. I don't know. This was the author's first book, and I don't think she's written a book since. I looked on Goodreads, and she might have a book coming out maybe later this year or next year, but there's no title or cover or summary or anything like that for it. But when it does come out, I think I will probably pick it up. And this one, no one's ever told Eleanor that life should be better than fine. Meet Eleanor Oliphant. She struggles with appropriate social skills and tends to say exactly what she's thinking. Nothing is missing in her carefully timetabled life of avoiding unnecessary human contact, where weekends are punctuated by frozen pizza, vodka, and phone chats with Mummy. But everything changes when Eleanor meets Raymond, the bumbling and deeply unhygienic IT guy from her office. When she and Raymond together save Sammy, an elderly gentleman who has fallen, the three rescue one another from the lives of isolation they've been living. Ultimately, it's Raymond's big heart that will help Eleanor find a way to repair her own profoundly damaged one. And if she does, she'll learn that she too is capable of finding friendship and even love after all. Smart, warm, uplifting Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine is the story of an out-of-the-ordinary heroine whose deadpan weirdness and unconscious wit make for an irresistible journey as she realizes the only way to survive is to open your heart. And I really did like this book. There are some tough topics in it. You can probably go on Goodreads and find out like if there's any certain trigger warnings that you might want to avoid. But I really I love that book. That's one of my favorite books that I own. And I've kept it because I do plan on maybe reading it again. And I would recommend it. The next prompt is, let's see. Okay, the next prompt, Eggs in a Basket. 3 books you want to read this spring. Let's see, 3 books. Besides what I want to read in May. One of them is book number 6 in the Temperance Brennan series, which is by Kathy Reichs. That is Bare Bones. And I've chosen this one because if I read this one, then it means I finally read book 5, which I've been being pushed to the next TBR and the next TBR. So I'm hoping to read number 5 soon so that I can read number 6. The next book is, I've had this one for a while, The Storied Life of A.J. Fickrey by Gabrielle Zevin. And this one I've had for a while. I found this one in a thrift store. I think it's actually a large print. And it says, A.J. Fickrey's life is not what he expected it to be. His wife has died, his bookstore is failing, and his prized possession, a rare collection of Poe poems, has been stolen. He is isolating himself from all the people of Alice Island and from Amelia, the nightly press sales rep, who refuses to be deterred by A.J.'s bad attitude. And then a mysterious package appears at the bookstore that gives A.J. the ability to see everything anew. It doesn't take long for the locals to notice a change, or for that determined sales rep, Amelia, to see her curmudgeonly client in a new light, or for the wisdom of all those books to become again the lifeblood of A.J.'s world. So this one sounds very interesting to me, and it's not a long read. This one says 312. It is large print, so I'm assuming like a regular print book would probably be even shorter. So that one, and I like books that are centered around bookstores, so that I think that's partly why that one intrigued me. And the third book, that one over there, the third book that I would like to read this spring is the second book in the Thursday Murder Club mysteries, and that is The Man Who Died Twice. This is by Richard Osman. And in this one, the Thursday Murder Club are still riding high after the recent real-life murder case and are looking forward to a bit of peace and quiet at Cooper's Chase, their posh retirement village. But they are out of luck. An unexpected visitor arrives, desperate for their help. He has been accused of stealing diamonds worth millions. He's seriously on the lam. And then a body is discovered. So I won't read anymore because I don't know if it would spoil anything from the first one. So, yeah, this one I'd really like to get to this spring. And that's those three. Let's see. Green Pastures is the next prompt, and is a classic that never gets old. And for me, that would probably be A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I read this one most every December, and I've also watched the movie, maybe not every year, but pretty close to every year. Enjoy watching the movie. And in case you've never heard of A Christmas Carol, I'm sure most people have, says, go on a ghostly journey with Ebenezer Scrooge. Old man Scrooge has no friends or family to love him. He's just so miserable and bitter. One freezing cold Christmas Eve, Marley's ghost pays Scrooge a visit and takes him on an eerie nighttime journey. Christmas spirits show Scrooge the error of his nasty ways by visiting his past, present, and future. Will Scrooge learn to love Christmas and everyone around him? So that's that one there. And it's only short, so if you've never read it, it's like less than 100. It's just over 100 pages, so I mean, it's a quick read. Let's see. Next prompt is Pollen, a book or author you're allergic to. I had to think about that one because I don't think there's a book that I hate, and I couldn't really think of many authors that. I guess I don't read much romance, but I mean that's not a certain author or book. But one author I did come in mind is Colleen Hoover. I think I started to read one of her books, didn't really get far into it. But I find that her books, I mean, she is a very popular and well-known author, but I think a lot of her books do have, most of her books have different trigger warnings for assault and things like that, and it's heavy topics. So I guess her type of books just aren't for me to read. Although I do read some of those books from time to time, because I mean, Eleanor Oliphant, that one does have some heavier topics in it. But I don't think like all of her books seem to have that type of thing in it. So it's just not an author that I probably won't read from. Okay, and the bonus prompt is Equinox. Find 2 books on your shelf that have the exact same number of pages and talk briefly about them. I took way too much time trying to find 2 books because I wanted to find get physical books on my shelf. And Goodreads didn't really help because with the different editions, and sometimes even though it said it had a certain number of pages, it didn't. So it was difficult to find 2 books, but I think 356. I'm hoping that they both have the same number of pages. Let me see. Yes, 356. And first, I picked a book that I have read and a book that I haven't read. So the first one is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I'm sure you've all heard of the book. I don't know if you've all read it, but I read this one a few years ago when I did my 50 books that I like to read before I turned 50. And Dracula was one of them. I had never read it. But I can read read the synopsis of the book. As fledgling English lawyer Jonathan Harker treks into the Carpathian Mountains to complete a real estate transaction, frightened peasants warn him of horrible dangers that await him. Harker, terrified by eerie events along the way, finally meets his client, Count Dracula, a tall, gaunt, old man with a surprisingly powerful handshake. Okay. Harker soon realizes that he is a prisoner in Dracula's sumptuously furnished castle, a castle strangely devoid of mirrors. Let's see. One night he is accosted by three voluptuous women whose sensuous dancing and inhumanly red lips arouse and terrify him. Later, as 50 coffin-sized boxes are brought into the castle in preparation for Dracula's departure, Harker knows that the Count plans to do more in London than see the sights. Back in England, Harker's fiancée, Mina Murray, is deeply worried. She hasn't heard from Harker in months, and her friend Lucy is acting very strangely. Ever since a ship loaded with 50 boxes of reeking earth wreck nearby, Lucy has been sleepwalking and exhibiting an odd concentration. No one, not even Lucy's fiancé, Dr. John Seward, can explain her sudden condition, and no one yet suspects that the rational modern world must now confront an ancient evil it is ill-equipped to recognize, let alone defeat. Part Gothic novel, part modern horror story, and part morality play, Dracula is the vampire saga that started it all. So that's that one. And if you've never read it, you should. If you like Gothic historic books like that, you definitely should read it, I think. And the other book, with 356 pages, is a book I recently bought. I haven't read yet. It's The Lamplighter's Bookshop by Sophie Hostin. For me, if I see a book with the word bookshop on the title, I automatically want to get it. And I actually got this book in Walmart, of all places. I was doing some shopping and I saw it there and I decided to pick it up. I did see it before that, and then when I saw it in Walmart, I said, well, I might as well get it. In this book, it says, in the shadowy aisles of the lamplighter's bookshop, secrets lie as thick as the dust. When Evelyn Seton answers an advertisement for an assistant at the forgotten lamplighter's bookshop in York, she is not the only one with something to hide. Excuse me. There she meets the enigmatic and prickly William Morton, an aspiring writer keeping secrets of his own. But when the walls that Evelyn has built around herself starts to crumble, there is only one person she can turn to. As the layers are brushed away, can Evelyn and William find the courage to write the next chapter of their story? So this one does seem very interesting to me, and I'm looking forward to reading this one sometime soon, hopefully. And that is it for the book tag, Spring is in the Air tag. It says to tag others, but I don't have a lot of people that I know personally on BookTube, so if you are interested in doing this tag, please do. And don't spend as much time, try not to spend as much time as I did trying to find two books with the same number of pages. I think I'd just go by Goodreads, and if they're not exactly the same, well, I'll just call it the same. All right, so that is it for this video. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and if you've read any of these books, comment down below and let me know, and I'll see you again with another video soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.